Hey guys, this channel is Meditation Amsterdam. My name is Pablo, and today I want to discuss a phenomenon in which our seeking for validation puts us in a place where we may be betraying our own boundaries and ending up in relationships that seem to be narcissistic abuse, but in reality, we have simply tried to punch above our weight or gotten involved with someone who's perhaps out of our league. And we are trying to obtain validation or a surplus of validation from them without realizing it. In order to get into the topic, I want to start by reinforcing the notion of why it is that we are seeking validation in the first place. And that comes from our identification with our egoic sense of self. As I've explained in previous videos, the ego is just a series of mental processes. It doesn't have any being or any real self to speak of. And because we are identified with our egoic self, we therefore feel that we have no real being or no real self to speak of. And so long as that is the case, we will be on a lifelong pursuit of validation. On the surface level, it will appear as if we are seeking validation so that things can prop us up. But on a more fundamental level, what we are really seeking for is we are seeking the validation of our very sense of being. And when we come across a potential partner, or perhaps even a situation, such as building a business or going on an adventure, that presents us with the allure of validation, it is very likely that we will find ourselves relinquishing our boundaries and giving too much or going too far. Perhaps accepting too much and putting ourselves in a subservient or people-pleasing type of situation that can only result in what feels like abuse in return. Now, of course, this is not to discount that you may be dealing with a narcissistic partner that is actually abusive. It is simply to say that when you come to the table with an empty bucket trying to seek validation in another, first of all, you have a disingenuous intent, even though you don't know about it. And secondly, you have placed your sense of center, you have placed your sense of well-being, your validation outside of yourself. And the moment you do that, it will feel like everything the other person does or everything that happens in that outer situation will feel as if that holds enormous sway in your state of mind. If the person is kind and affectionate towards you, or if your business is going well, you will feel incredibly elated. If on the other hand, the person simply is not that interested on a particular day, forgets to return a text, or you name it, your state of mind will crash. It will plummet, and it will feel abusive. It will feel as if they are not corresponding your affection on the same level, that they are perhaps being manipulative or cold. And once again, that may be the case, but maybe that person is simply a little bit sort of forgetful. Maybe they're just trying to explore in a light-hearted kind of way. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe they're a bit forgetful, you name it, right? It could be 1,000 reasons. And yet our placing of our sense of validation of our being outside of ourselves, puts us in a very vulnerable position. And it feels as if everything that happens outside with that partner or that situation is really at the center of our state of mind. So what this is really is a short video as an invitation to cultivate the sense of validating yourself from the inside out by seeking your sense of beingness, which is not coming from your egoic identity, but is one step behind it, or in fact, perhaps several steps behind it. And that search is not an easy search. You'll be confronted with many things that you may not want to see about yourself. That takes hard work. It takes study, perseverance. It also takes a high degree of sincerity in facing many things about your shadow. So a lot of shadow work, a lot of trauma resolution. But in the end, it is the only thing that will make you feel self-fulfilled, with which you can come with a full cup to the table, whether it is to a partner or towards a business endeavor, and creating something together, or simply being more creative and more productive or more generative, as opposed to trying to extract validation from the environment or from people, which is a disingenuous thing to do. I wouldn't say that there's ill intent when you do it. It is simply ill-informed. It is very rare for us to stop seeking validation outside and to, as they say in Taoism, turn the light around and start to actually go inward and explore what it is that we mean when we say I or me. What is that sense of egoic individuality that we confuse ourselves with? And the price we pay for that is not feeling our beingness, feeling like we are not fulfilled, and therefore going out there and trying to find validation on an ongoing basis. So very curious what your thoughts are on the topic, so do share it in the comment section. And as usual, if you think that this content is valuable, then others might benefit from it, in which case liking, subscribing, and sharing makes the channel a little bit more visible, and it's also very motivating to me. And I'll be back with more videos pretty soon. Cheerio. Bye-bye.